So, yesterday, I went to my first locals in, I think, like 6 weeks or something. It was Ramadan, so Iftar was in the middle of local start time, so I never went for like the whole month, basically. New ban list, new format, dropped. So I figured this was a fantastic time to jump back in to the format and play the exact same deck that I did last format, minus 2 copies of Tactics plus 1 Call by the Grave. That was my deck list. Card for card, same YCS Vegas topping deck list that Vadis topped with. Just copy paste, cut 2 talents, add a Call by the Grave. Now we're down to 40 cards from 41. So that's what I took to locals last night. And round 1, we get paired up against Fiendsmith, Kashtira, defensive cards. You guys know that deck that Josh topped with, I think. Was it Josh or the Raid and Trade team? They made the pile of cards that's just you play the game, hand trap. You play the get hand trap. You play the get hand trap. Did you try and play the get hand trap? So anyway, that was a good game. As you guys know, there is a small problem with the TCG version of that compared to OCG, Macedo rather. So there's this Fiendsmith engine that works really nicely because you have a card called Lacrima in the main deck that dumps Fiendsmith in Paradise, which can send True Light and just nuke your board. It was disgusting. It was terrible. I don't remember all the specifics of all my matches and stuff like that, but anyway, game 1, I think, or was it? I can't remember if I 2-0'd or went 2-1, but I managed to beat this deck, and I think that's just because Blue Eyes has like a really good like grind game. I think as long as you can like survive that big Fiendsmith in Paradise send of the True Light to nuke your board, you're actually okay. It's kind of terrifying playing against Fenrir, because this deck has 3 copies of Fenrir. And you guys know how it is when Fenrir hits the board. Suddenly, brain cells start mashing together. The thoughts and prayers that I had as a going first duelist staring down a Fenris, it's really amazing. This is a fantastic message. So the matchup is kind of nice, I think, for Blue Eyes, because it's really good at grinding. It plays through hand traps quite well. Your guys aren't targetable because of True Light, so you have a big 3,000 Blue Eyes that can be targeted, which is pretty good against pure Fiendsmith, really. I can't remember how the game went, basically, but I think at some point I ended up like resolving into Nibiru. You can grind quite a lot with Drill Beam and the Primites coming back, which we're going to pull today in Master. It's going to be really fun. So I won that game. That was really cool. I did this really awesome play where they sided in Metotronus for Blue Eyes. So they go Metotronus target Spirit, and you can chain True Light to dodge the Metotronus, because Metotronus is like Dark Ruler. It says you can't respond with that monster. You know, so they like banished Metotronus for free, but it didn't happen. So I went like chain Metotronus. You went activate Metotronus, chain True Light to special. Chain my... then they chained the Drew's Worm to banish the Blue Eyes that I was going to summon with the True Light. But then I chain Spirit, and then Spirit brings out the Ultimate Spirit Dragon, which has a continuous effect, which when it's summoned, cards cannot be banished from the graveyard. So the Drew's Worm resolves in the hand, doesn't do anything. So that was like a really like cool chain here, because then I ended up with an Omni Negate, protecting my field, and also making the Metotronus fizzle out. So that was really cool. That was like my round 1. Round 2, I played against Stun. Like, when I say stun, I mean like Monkey. Like, normal summon Thunder King. Activate Morganite. Normal summon Barrier Statue of the Earth. Activate Clockwork Knight in, like, set 2. How many cards is that? Is that 5? That was the opening hand. It was insane. Like, not being able to search, not being able to special summon, and not being able to add. It was so pure stun. But it's funny because Blue Eyes just has a really insane matchup against that. Like, you can hard draw Imperm. I brought in Skill Drain, post side as well, so you can just negate all the monster guys. And you can search Pegasus. Well, provided they don't have Thunder King. So I think at some point, you know, you just like set an Ash Blossom, and then they're like scrambling. They have to draw like Inspector Border. And it's like the only way to deal with a set Ash Blossom, like stun players in shambles. So obviously I had to grind out of this one. And then eventually just hard drawing like Imperm and stuff, getting to search the Pegasus, popping the Thunder King, or the Barrier Statue to then activate True Light to summon a Blue Eyes. And if you just stick a Blue Eyes on the field with True Light, like Stun just can't beat it, right? Like they need like Moon Mirror Shield or something dumb like that. So that was really funny. So yeah, nothing really crazy about that matchup. You just kind of grind out of it, try and draw into your Imperms until you can stall it out by setting big dudes like Ash Blossom, big dudes by the way. So I won that game. So I'm 2-0 at locals, yay! Oh, high gauge, sub gauge. What did I play round 3? Labyrinth. That's what I played against round 3. I can't remember what happened, to be honest with you. Nothing really crazy or special about the Labyrinth matchup. Shoutouts to Kai, who, by the way, DM'd me, and apparently is spending, because apparently Kai's thing with Labyrinth is that he likes to do these bits and skits with his deck profiles. So he's apparently spending like over 2,000 to put together like a skit and like a dynamic microphone and videography to just do a Labyrinth deck profile. Really crazy. Yeah, Kai Sanat, exactly true. That guy, yeah, Kai Sanat topped YCS Houston. So it was probably some type of deck like that, because it was playing Backjack, it was playing the Furnitures, you know, the one that kind of tries to play on your turn. Blue Eyes is just really good against that deck. One of the strongest suits of that is that you have a big, crazy, untargetable Lady Labyrinth. But Blue Eyes is untargetable. Blue Eyes is big. Popping cards isn't very good against Blue Eyes, except exactly True Light. And yeah, I think I grinded out of it in like game 1 or something. And then game 2, I do vividly remember resolving an Ash Blossom against a Big Welcome. And that was pretty much like all you need against Labyrinth. If you just like cut them off and you get really skillfully rewarded for hard drawing your 3 of Ash Blossom. You just wait for the Big Welcome. They can't play, usually. So that was round 3. So I'm 3-0! 3-0! Far cry from my 1-3 record before the ban list. So we go into the last game here. Game 1, I played against Risiel. So game 1, Risiel. I lost the coin flip. He activates Bonfire. And then I very specifically ask him, that card's limited now, right? And he says, why do you ask? So I ash the Bonfire, and he passes. And then game 2, I side in some more hand traps. You know, I bring in the Mulch Armies, I bring in stuff like that. And it was really frustrating, because Blue Eyes, my deck list specifically, I could probably just bring up my deck list on screen, to be fair. I think, like, post-side, it has, like, 20-plus hand traps. Let me see. So, I think this is exactly the deck list I played. Yeah, 3 Imperm, 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, 3 Purge. And then, instead of Ultimate Slayer, I cut this, and I put in Mulch Armies into the side. So, something like that. I think I played Judgments instead of Strikes. So, post-side, how many hand traps is that? That's like 22 hand traps post-side. Guess what I opened going second against Risiel? Mausoleum, True Light, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and like Maiden plus Melody. So 0, no hand traps. And I think he opened the best possible hand that you can pick in Risiel Fiendsmith post-ban list. Because the end board was like Caesar from Fiendsmith, Super Factorial. Yes, do you know that Risiel's doing this right now? This was Risiel Mathmech Fiendsmith. So the Risiels make a rank 4 that searches circular. And then you just have like this small circular package that just makes Factorial. So the end board was like circular, Detonator, Duo Drive, Cross, Caesar, Ash Blossom in hand, with Fiendsmith Paradise to be able to send as well. So it was like 8 disruptions or something, and my hand was Mausoleum True Light. So game 3. I feel a little bit nervous now. It's been a while since I, sweep locals. So I'm really excited. Game 3, I get to go first with Blue Eyes. I look at my opening hand. It's not bricked. I have Melody. Sorry, Wishes. I have Solemn Judgment, so I can play and set Solemn. That's insane. And then I started with normal summon Primite Barrel. Set load. Because I was thinking to myself, okay, I'll set the load first, then I'll wishes. And then if he drolls me, because I saw droll in game 1. I got drolled in game 1 or 2, was it? I don't know. So I resolved the wishes, getting Saga and the Maiden, because I already had a Sage normal summon, provided that I was able to normal summon the barrel, go to link 1, get the field spell. But I basically just, like, should have just set Drill Beam. Because even if he has Droll, if I just set Drill Beam with barrel, it doesn't matter that he drolls me, because my first search is Maiden, which gets me True Light, which gets me Blue Eyes. Because then I'm able to just get Blue Eyes onto the field with the Sage that I searched, the Saga. So all I had to do there was just set Drill Beam instead of setting Load. A little bit greedy. But anyway. So he goes... His opening play is Special X. Which is fantastic because they can only play with Sword Soul cards. Well, I don't know why I keep calling that deck Sword Soul. It can only play with Risiel cards. And then, I basically... Long story short, I misplayed by not playing around Droll. So I didn't have Drill Beam. He has 2 bodies on the field. And I'm just like... Damn, I have Pegasus. Do I pop the 2 bodies? Or do I wait for the summon? He overlays and he makes Exciton. I'm just like, shit, I forgot that card existed. Because this would be insane if I just set the Drill Beam. Because you activate Exciton, chain Drill Beam, negate and banish Exciton. It's once per chain. They can't chain it again. I would just won the game on the spot. So he overlays into Exciton. I'm like, oh crap. So he activates Exciton. Chain to activate to blow up the field. I chain the Spirit Dragon to negate. And then I have to chain Pegasus to pop the Exciton. Because Ultimate Spirit doesn't negate and destroy, it only negates. So it would negate the Exciton, Resolution, Exciton again. So I have to pop it and get rid of it. So I had to dedicate 2 cards to Exciton. And then I remember what happened after that. He broke the full board, ended with Duo Drive Cross Detonator, broke my board through Pegasus, through Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And then on my clapback, I had 3 normal summons in hand. I add back Barrel. I already had a Sage in hand, and I top deck another Sage. So my hand is Sage, Sage, Barrel. And I'm just like, oh, Detonator. All I have to do here is normal summon. No effect. Typhon. Bounce Detonator, punch Duo. And then they have 2 cards in hand for their turn. So that was like 3 ways I messed up. I was so sad. I messed up. But anyway.
Glad to see you healthy again, Habibi.
But the really fun thing about this locals and the first event that I played of this new format is every single game felt like it was in my control and felt like it was a duel that I had some autonomy and agency over, which was really good. Like, that's where you want to be. You want to know that if you lose, it's because you did something wrong, rather than you lost because your opponent sacked you, your opponent like drew some insane hand trap, your opponent just like outplayed you that way. But yeah, Fool Loss didn't resolve. No one had a maxi. That's funny because I did Fool Loss the Fiendsmith player round 1. I think that's how I won like the game 2. I just drew Fool Loss. So, you know, tracked, summoned Lurie, Fool Loss, and like, okay, well, Requiem pass. It was very cool. So that was my very first locals. Clearly, 4 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not enough to really dictate and explain how good a format is or how well it feels. What I'm not looking forward to is if Risiel Math Mech is a standard. Like, if that's a standard, that's terrifying, okay? Because the idea of having to play against Circular again is miserable. Miserable. Why does your Train Hub have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile section? Crazy what they've been doing to the updates on this game, isn't it? So yeah, that was fun. It was a good event. I just think overall it felt very healthy. There wasn't anything dumb going on. The dumbest thing that happened, to be honest, was me. Like, I was the one doing the unfair things. Like, I dropped a Fool Loss and I resolved a skill drain against Stun. But to be fair, Stun deserves skill drain getting resolved against them, right? I think we would all comfortably agree that that is deserved. Okay? So, you know, can't feel too bad about that. But it was a good format. The next deck I want to try play in person is some sort of Fiendsmith variant, but I don't know what I can play with Fiendsmith because I'd have to like borrow the cards, and I'd probably have to do a lot of practice because Fiendsmith and Master Duel is like a very different way to play. It's a TCG.
Risiel!
Like very different engines almost, you know, because of the Lacrima bans and misbans depending on the extra deck or main deck. So I don't know. We'll see. But it felt good, and I'm really excited for the new cards, but I think that's going to be a while. So there's a new core set, I think, in like 3 weeks, which I believe has... What's good in the new core set? There's like a new deck coming in the new core set. I'm not sure. So I'll probably try that at some point. I'm really excited for Dragon Maid. People tell me that it sucks, which is miserable, but hopefully Dragon Maid will be playable in meta. If it's not, then I guess we're going to have to be Orca Spielers. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that was my first locals after the ban list. I'm really sad that I messed up multiple times in Game 3, but it's really good because the last few times I've been to locals, my losses have felt to be my fault. And that's good. That's how you know game's in a good spot here compared to Macedo, where... Did you draw a call by? No? Okay. So we'll try some other stuff. All right. Anyway, tune in next week where I give you another local report as to how fun things were for me. Maybe we'll start recording them again. I don't know. Bye-bye. All right.